Happy Friday and welcome into South Florida Daily. Today we're kicking off the weekend right here in Miami at Bayfront Park. There's so many things to see and do this weekend, but first we head to the Cultural Council for Open Studios.
So this is our second year, and we expect to have probably about 100 artists participating, and it will be throughout Palm Beach County. For 2 days, we'll have artists opening their studios so that you can go meet them in their studios and see them making art, buy local art, also talk to them about their art, understand what their processes are. So it's a really unique experience to be able to buy art from the artist who's making it. And also just very accessible in terms of pricing. You know, I think that people forget that they can support the local community by just buying local artists' work. And there are artists of all types. And so we will have a guide online and also a printed brochure. And so people can look at it because it's going to be throughout the county and figure out what artist is going to be appropriate to what they're looking to do. If they want to bring their family, there'll be some artists that are, you know, selling works that is more appropriate for children. Last year, there were artists who had opportunities for people to even paint work while they were in their studios, and much more interactive. It was really fun. So also you should know that Open Studios is free to attend, and I think it's really important to recognize that there's a wide range of pricing, and it's very accessible. And knowing a local artist and having access to their work and watching as they grow is a great opportunity to learn, to become a collector, to ask a lot of questions from an artist, and it won't break the bank. It's very accessible. So I think it's a great opportunity for any collector, just even a brand new collector.
South Florida Daily is on the move with Palm Tran.
The gentle clip, clip, clip of groundskeepers tending to sculptured foliage, the creaking and rustling of wind through the bamboo grove, and the soft crashing sounds of the waterfall. This is what the art of nature sounds like in a Japanese garden. We're here at one of the Palm Beach's most treasured cultural attractions, Murakami Museum and Japanese Gardens in Delray Beach, Florida. What makes a Japanese garden unique among the different kinds of gardens that we've been exploring? Adventurers, we are about to find out. Hello, Heather. Thank you so much for hosting Art Adventures of the Palm Beaches. Heather Grisbeck is the curator here at Murakami, and she is going to be our tour guide today as we explore this Japanese garden exhibit.
Konnichiwa, Shelley. Even if one knows little about Japanese culture, with just one visit to the Murakami, one will have a much deeper understanding about Japanese culture and heritage.
Heather, how did you become a curator for a Japanese garden?
Well, my background is in parks and recreation with a specialization in natural resources. However, to become a garden curator, I worked under Hoichi Kurisu, Master Garden Designer of Kurisu International.
And he designed these gardens.
Yes, he did. You can feel his inspiration in the design as more of a contemporary interpretation of a Japanese garden.
So adventurers, we are going to mingle with the ancient masters and learn a little bit about Japan right here in the Palm Beaches.
The 6 distinct historical gardens here at the Murakami are ranked among the top 10 in North America. Collectively, Hoichi Kurisu named the garden Roji-en, the Garden of the Drops of Dew. In the morning, if you're here, there may be nice droplets of dew, but as that sun rises, that dew disappears.
That must have been really important to him to kind of stay in that moment of pause, to name the garden the Drops of Dew, so that we can all kind of just take some time and appreciate nature.
It's that moment of appreciation that really brings the beauty to a Japanese garden.
We all need to take a little time to stop and smell the roses.
Shelley, do you notice how the branches on this are kind of invading the path a little bit?
Yeah.
Very, very intentional. And what it does is for the visitor experience, it creates movement, which engages the mind a little bit different and gives a different garden experience.
In a regular garden, probably they would have cut back the branches so that everything stays off of the path. So if somebody cut it by accident, how would you feel about that?
I personally would feel absolutely devastated. There has been years and years of training and professional pruning that has gone into shaping the future. Have you noticed on our path walking that there's curves and there's creativity and the asymmetry and also the rest and the pause?
Yeah, that's kind of like if you were writing beautiful music or if you were painting.
Exactly.
I really sense that Murakami has a deep respect for nature and for the land. It's a very special place. But where does the name Murakami come from?
As we walk through the Kodaimon Gate, the official welcome gate into the gardens, we'll take a step back in time. The Murakami Museum in Japanese Gardens traces its heritage to the historic Yamato colony of Japanese settlers that lived in Palm Beach County 100 years ago. Can you imagine what it was like then when in 1906, a young Tsukeiji George Murakami immigrated to the U.S. to join the Yamato colony? Joe Sakai of Miyazu, Japan, had invited a small group of Japanese farmers to establish a farm community and use Flagler's East Coast Railroad to ship their produce. Only 19 years old, Murakami planned to earn a fortune and return to Japan. Instead, he planted his roots in Florida. As time passed, he accumulated land in Delray Beach, and in 1967, George became a U.S. citizen. By the time he was well into his 80s, George had amassed over 200 acres and donated his land to Palm Beach County. George died in 1976, a year after the groundbreaking for Murakami Park, which became home to the Murakami Museum and Japanese Gardens, where we walk today. Visitors can come and learn more of the garden's Japanese heritage inside the original museum known as the Yamato-kan.
So Heather, this is a beautiful garden, but it is completely different from anything else that we have seen here at Murakami. It's called the Late Rock Garden, is that right?
Yes, you're right. This is known as the Late Rock Garden. It's a Karatsunsui garden, which means dry mountain water. So it's as if that faraway mountain, water has come from there and just kind of come to be here in this location.
So tell me kind of what we're experiencing here with all the rocks.
So the patterns that you see are kept very, very simple, and that's to make sure that they don't outshine the rest of the garden. If your eye is only hitting, you know, something busy and crazy here in the dry garden, then you're not really appreciating the whole garden. So tell me, Shelley, when you were raking, what were you thinking about?
I really wasn't thinking about anything. Did I miss something?
No, I'm actually really happy to hear that. Raking a rock garden like this is a wonderful practice in mindfulness or being in the present moment. So Shelley, these types of gardens have been tended by monks in temples and shrines since the 14th century. It's a fabulous practice in mindfulness. The work is kept simple and repetitive, allowing the mind to meditate while a very simple task is being done.
Heather, it's time to go back to reality. Thank you so much for being our tour guide today.
And Shelley, arigato. Thank you so much for spending time in Roji-en with me today.
Art adventurers, it's time for us to move on. There's so much more to see here at Murakami. I know that I will be back. In the meantime, be sure to practice your rock raking.
Calling all anime fans, get ready for one of South Florida's largest conventions. Otaku Fest returns this weekend to the Miami Beach Convention Center. You'll see cosplayers, shop through wares in the Merchant Hall, meet fellow fans, explore artist alleys, and dive deep into the heart of anime culture with fan panels. Don't miss out! Otaku Fest is this weekend. Tickets are on sale now at otakufest.com. Do you like the stories that you see on South Florida Daily? To get more information on these segments, visit southfldaily.com. The South Florida Daily set is sponsored by El Dorado Furniture. South Florida Daily is on the move with Palm Tran.
While most people come to the Palm Beaches to get away from the snow and indulge in the beautiful sandy beaches, there's actually more to Palm Beach County than just our infinite sunny days. Some of the best kept secrets are the spots that many seem to skip over altogether. So next time the clouds open up and the rain starts falling, head to one of the Palm Beach's must-see educational attractions. Welcome to the South Florida Science Center and Aquarium. Operating as the best-in-class community-based science center, this place provides visitors with engaging and interactive science education experiences. Palm Beach County now has the largest aquarium, all the way from Miami to Orlando. The Science Center's 10,000-gallon aquariums house some of Florida's most beautiful native fish, such as queen angels, lookdowns, moray eels, stingrays, and seahorses, as well as a few fish that have invaded Florida's coast. The different habitats take you through the depths of our coral reefs and interpret Florida's diverse ecosystems of the Everglades, coral reefs, Gulf Stream, and the open ocean. We're here with Adam Newton and one of South Florida's only planetariums.
That's right, Gemma. We have a lot of things that we can do here at the South Florida Science Center and Aquarium in our planetarium. We have public shows that happen every single day on the weekdays, Monday through Friday, at 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, and 4 o'clock. Now there are shows for all different age groups. We have shows for little kids with our Big Bird and Elmo show, and we also have shows for adults where we can talk about the stars, constellations, and show you what the sky will look like tonight after you view our show and go out and view it in a real-time sky. One of our favorite things to do is our laser shows, and those actually happen the second Friday of every month. So with our new system, we have a projector in the back with a fisheye lens that projects the lasers all the way across the dome. And we also have 2 beam projectors on each side of the planetarium that kind of give an added effect to it. With the beam projectors and the haze that we provide during the shows, it kind of gives it kind of a depth effect, and it feels like the lasers are right above you even though they're quite a few feet above your head. What makes this planetarium unique is kind of the way that we do this. So in older planetarium systems, you can show the sky, kind of look at the stars, show where the planets are. But what's really cool about ours is not only can we show you where the planets are in the solar system, we can actually travel to them, orbit them, and show you the different features that they have up close. One of the great things about having the South Florida Science Center and Aquarium here is not only can guests come in and kind of experience the planetarium, but we have school groups and lots of children that come in throughout the year. We see over, as far as an education department goes, about 75,000 students a year, and many of them get a chance to come into the planetarium and experience something that maybe they've never done before.
Thanks so much, Adam. But let's turn down the lights and see what you got here.
Sounds good.
This planetarium features a rich history and a modern technology to transport visitors beyond the skies. Science on a Sphere is a room-sized global display system that uses computers and video projectors to display planetary data onto a 6-foot diameter sphere. Animated images of atmospheric storms, climate change, and ocean temperatures are shown on the sphere. With only 60 of these in the US, we are so lucky to have one right here in the Palm Beaches. The ever-changing traveling exhibit hall will have you coming back time and again to see what new features they are showcasing. Curious kids can even have their birthday parties or join an exploration for young scientists at a week-long summer camp. You can even experience what it's like to be stuck in a hurricane. Oh my gosh! Come and see the best way to experience Florida, the South Florida Science Center and Aquarium, opening every mind to science.
Welcome back into South Florida Daily. The Winter Equestrian Festival is over, but we had so much fun covering this year's season. Such a great time. The good news is you can still go out to Wellington and see some of those athletes preparing for the Summer Olympics.
South Florida Daily is on the move with Palm Tran.
This is the $500,000 Rolex Grand Prix weekend. You are going to come and see the best of the best competition that show jumping in North America has to offer. One thing that many people don't know about us is that we are free and open to the public, so just $20 to park, and you can come and get a hot dog and a snow cone or a funnel cake, or you can have a beer and just enjoy a sport that not many people in North America get to see every day.
Someone's never come out to Wellington before. Describe why they should come out here this weekend with their family, friends, and watch the competition.
Well, I think it's a great outing for both kids and adults. The horses are beautiful. The sport is the highest level here, particularly this final week. And it's an exciting evening of sport and a lot of activities for the rest of the family.
There's a whole lot of the fan experience when you walk in. You've got the fire-eating dragons and the carousel and all that, but what everybody really comes here is for the competition. And in our sport at this time of year, this is the highest concentration of the best ranked riders in the world.
I think the energy is going to surprise anyone who's never been here. It feels like you're going to a concert or a football game. I mean, there's people everywhere, vendors, children. It's a great family atmosphere, and it's an easy sport to understand. So I think even if you've never seen it, you can quickly catch on. But yeah, I think that it's well worth coming to try out.
You're a two-time Olympic gold medalist. Tell me about your preparation going into this and about your nerves. Are you not nervous? Describe a little bit the emotions going into this weekend.
Yeah, I have to admit I'm always a bit nervous. I'm ambitious and always want to do well. You learn to process that, obviously, as an athlete. I have an exciting horse competing this week, a new horse for me, but he's been coming along great, and I think he's really primed for this weekend, and possibly an Olympic bid later in the year. So, we'll go one step at a time, but this is certainly a step along the road.
I don't know that we calm our nerves completely, but I think, for us, we've done this a lot, and we have to focus on our horse. So I think, once we get on the horse and you get busy doing what you're doing, the nerves go away, and it's all about the job at hand. But it's an exciting atmosphere for us, and I think being the home riders, we'd really love to put on a good performance.
With foodie culture on the rise in the Palm Beaches, many are leaving fine dining and white linen tablecloths behind for adventurous new flavors. A great example of that is here at Cholo Soy Cocina. They're serving up an updated version of Latin street food, and most days you'll find a Food Network champion rolling handmade tortillas in the kitchen. I can't wait to meet him. Before we start anything, I have a question for you. How does a guy with a name that sounds like you should have a top 10 hit on a country station get into Latin food?
But the second I got back from culinary school and working and studying in Italy, I met my beautiful wife.
I was a girl. That's
always
how
like,
it happened.
right?
Okay.
And she's from Ecuador, so you know, I had to like drop the Italian, learn Spanish 100%.
I'm gonna roll up my sleeves here.
Yeah, roll them up. We're gonna make cholo sauce.
Okay.
Cholo sauce is like our special sauce, right? And you know, all I wanted to do is make a spicy mayo that wasn't so much like Asian influence, that had more of a Latin influence.
Right.
So, of course, you know, a bunch of mayonnaise, super healthy. Ají amarillo paste.
Right.
So instead of like sriracha sauce or something, ají amarillo and passion fruit puree. So our secret sauce has just been unveiled. We're going in.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Oh yeah. The calorie count on this.
What do you put in your tacos?
You know, we just kind of use the fresh tortilla that we make from scratch. We
Right,
grind
see
the
that.
corn every day. That's like our little plate. And everybody kind of likes to tease me about this, but it's true. Prime beef, we've got pork belly, we've got tempura fish, so I drew that influence from somewhere else.
What's my signature thing? You come in here and you say, I can only taste one thing in my restaurant.
Pork belly taco. First step, always here, well, mostly here, is the fresh tortilla to show this.
Bam.
Too hot to handle. I got my pork belly crisping up here on the griddle. Yeah, this is really nice Duroc pork.
Oh wow, like a full-on.
Yeah, super high quality ingredients. Yeah, not just chopped up, whatever. So we take everything like I would in like the fine dining atmosphere, and I just bring it down so you can understand it and put it on a plate.
I understand so far.
So we should probably cheers, right?
Yeah, let's do that.
Here, chin
Cheers
chin.
to you.
There you go.
Cheers to you. Wow. Yeah, this is fantastic.
Yeah, enjoy it.
Yeah.
Like these stories? Check us out on social at SouthFL Daily on Facebook and Instagram.
That's where we post those great giveaways and behind-the-scenes footage. Don't miss out.
The South Florida Daily set is sponsored by El Dorado Furniture.
Time for your weekend rundown. Fun events happening in our backyard over the next few days. The 2024 Palm Beach Ribs, Wings, and Rock Festival is this weekend. Make your way to the South Florida Fairgrounds for this epic event May 17th through the 19th. 10 rock and roll bands are slated to ignite the stage with hits. Listen to the jams while chowing down on delicious ribs and wings. Admission is $20. Learn more at palmbeachribswingsfestival.com. Experience the Delray Green Market this Saturday. The open-air farmers market is on the front lawn of the Cornell Art Museum at Old School Square. You'll find more than 50 vendors featuring local produce, eggs, artisan baked goods, flowers, and so much more. The market runs from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. It's time for Sunday on the Waterfront. Head to downtown West Palm for a free family-friendly concert this Sunday, May 19th. This week's band is Slip and the Spinouts, a vintage American music band. You'll love their rock and roll, western swing, and old country vibe. The show starts at 4 p.m. at Meyer Amphitheater.